Gonna hit go live now. There, the button has been pressed this time on purpose. We had a false start there, but I'm doing Fortnite Fridays again. And honestly, I don't know how much I'm feeling the Fortnite Fridays thing. Like, I'm down to do it tonight. I think I might rebrand this whole thing because limiting myself to Fortnite is kind of stupid. It's bad for branding. And being able to just chill and play any game I want on a given Friday would just be more relaxing and more fun, probably. There's more potential for fun there. Um, so what I'm probably gonna do is rename this to like Greencast or something stupid like that. I don't know what I want to do exactly. Should I ping? You know, yeah, I'll ping the server. There. Bob Knight. Alright. Ranked Solo Zero build is live. Supposedly. I don't know, dude. Looking like it's not. Given the queue time here. That's fine. Ranked mode, they're supposed to have longer queue times because it's like giving you an actual match with like people in it that are around your level of skill. I know Apex Ranked had some crazy queue times towards the end there. Splatoon queue times are bugged. If you do too bad in Ranked, it basically blacklists you from the game, which is kind of terrible because there's no way to fix it. Like if your X rank gets too low, you just are blacklisted from the X rank mode because it can't find enough players and refuses to give you a dummy match or something. Alright, we're doing Fortnite. But I think I am going to rename the podcast to Breencast. Funny, my description doesn't have the word Fortnite in it at all, so I could just not change the description of these videos and change the name of the podcast, and it would make a difference. But like I said, I don't know how to feel about limiting myself to one game. I also don't know how much I want to stick with the format of, like, if I want to stick to gaming news. I feel like there's so many gaming news channels or just like drama channels or whatever. There's channels that just talk about what's happening on the internet at that hour. You've got Moist Critical does it. You've got Ludwig does it. You've got, this Week on the Internet has its weekly roundup thing or whatever. Got probably 20 other channels that I watch that I can't name off the top of my head. So, like, I don't know if I want to cover gaming news as, like, the thing I do. I would love to talk about life, but I feel like I don't want to talk about my life that much. There isn't enough to go on, and it would just come across as complaining about people, and I don't want to look like an asshole if my friends happen to come across this, or like, people I know from school are like, "Hey, you a Fortnite podcast?" It's like, yeah. I don't want to be like, "Hey, don't watch that because I complained about you for like 2 hours last time." Like that's not something I want to do. It's just terrible. So I don't know. He moves before I talk. What does that mean? Like, is he moving before I talk? By how much? Guh. 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 I don't know. My head bobs up whenever the bar goes green in the OBS window, so I don't know what the deal with that is. Um, Back when I had that whole audio thing where it was all glitchy, and that was my fix, was it being glitchy, and before that there was just no audio because the computer decided my microphone didn't exist for a little bit there. Um, One of the changes I made was now I use a universal microphone source instead of a per scene one, which basically it just means I have a mic source that runs through every single of my OBS sources, so I can cut to the "Be Right Back" screen with the Obama face, and look at that. You can still hear me. You can't hear game audio, but the microphone source persists through all of these screens. So now I'm on the stream will begin soon screen, and now I'm back to the stream. And my mic persists through all of that, which I think is pretty cool. And it's like, okay, well, if I'm gonna hit "Be Right Back" and I know it's gonna be noisy, I'm just gonna click the button on my mic anyway. So it's like, it works fine. I like that. So I can be like, "Be right back" while I'm switching games, and then I can talk and narrate while I'm switching games. But anyway, if there's weird audio delay, that might be a result of that. It's because I am using a new thing that I didn't. Dude, who just whipped out the lightsaber? I heard that. Whoa, wait, this is a different DMR. Because it's not a thermal DMR, it's a tactical DMR. Interesting. And it has a different amount of ammo in it. 14 shots seems a little odd. um. Anyway, yeah, I would love to rebrand the podcast. That way I don't have to limit myself to Fortnite. I was thinking I could start doing like Deep Rock Galactic deep dives for these streams. I think that would be like a perfect stream duration because it's like 3 pretty medium to long length DRG missions. So that would come out to about an hour and a half to 2 hours, maybe 2.5, depending on what the missions are. And because I'd be running it solo with Bosco, I could pause at any time and it wouldn't be an issue. I don't have to run them with friends, but also if I was to play the game with friends on the stream, that also works too, because it's this chill game that's fun to goof off in with friends. So assuming I have a friend who has DRG, be a cool game to play. Podcast. Yeah, if I do change up the podcast format and I stop doing gaming news, inviting friends might be the thing I do. Jedi training light. Wow. Oh, but I don't have the actual abilities. I just have the lightsaber. So I don't get any of the force stuff. And I don't get the double jump. You only get that if you're the one who does the training. That makes sense. Interesting. Because an item isn't as good after it's dropped. I think I'm going to replace it though. Meow skulls. I forget that I'm in like a ranked game. Fortnite's just chill like that. Dude, Apex casual feels like worse than ranked Fortnite in terms of stress level. You can just goof off in this game regardless. Until you're in like a cash cup and then you have to start carrying. Right now I'm just tracking weekly challenges. Is there anyone I can hire in the immediate? No, can't hire the cat guy. Got 2 perks ready. Rub mud. Now it's after. I don't know. There might be latency with the app. There's no way it would be before, but I can see it being after. It's like window number 3 underneath of Fortnite and OBS, so like it's a low priority on my computer and it can only do so much. I'm gonna stop for a sip of tea. Thank you for joining me on this fine Fortnite Friday. Oh, I guess I could get into the gaming news. There isn't a lot. That's the whole reason I was talking about the topic change. Because there's not a lot going on this week. Big news. The big news, I would argue, in my area of airing. White's back. White's back. Iceberg. Did an iceberg video about icebergs, and it was like 2 hours and some long. And it was a banger video all the way through. So happy that Quite's back. I was worried he was just quitting the internet for good, which I would have respected the hell out of, but still would have been tragic because we would have lost a real one. That being said, 2-hour video, I don't know. I forgot how much of Quite's humor was self-deprecating. Not that it's a bad thing. It just... Unless he toned it up for the video, I don't know. I guess I hadn't watched him in a while. Dude, if I whiff every shot, then I feel like that's more skillful than hitting every shot because it takes effort, you know? Like, I had to align my cursor to be not on him every single time. Feel me? So really, I was the better gamer. If you think about it. But, like, not too hard. Don't think about it too hard, or else I look like an idiot. You can join me on Fortnite if you want, but I would have to get off of ranked. I've been playing Mario Sunshine. That's been interesting. Specifically, I've been playing the Switch thing, like Mario 3D All-Stars. So, Mario All-Stars. Honestly, Mario All-Stars Sunshine. Mario 3D All-Stars, I should specify, because there's another Mario All-Stars game. But Mario 3D All-Stars for the Switch. I think Sunshine is the best looking game of the 3, which is weird because like Mario Galaxy is such a beautiful masterpiece of a game, but just in pure graphics alone, you know, disregarding every other piece of the game, just the way the game looks, it looks so much better on the Switch because now it's in like widescreen and like good widescreen. Because you could play it on the Wii if you had an older Wii and you had a widescreen TV, but it was kind of like stretched, I think. But now having it in like native 16:9 is so good looking, and the colors are gorgeous, and all of the visual effects. The GameCube was like a 480p, maybe 720p, because I think they had support for component cables. Like the 5, you had like the 3 different video cables and then the 2 audio cables. This was before HDMI was a thing. But it had support for the higher end cable type. There was a special cable you had to buy because it came with composite, but you could get component. Maybe I have the two mixed up. Which one is composite and which one's component? Composite versus component. Composite RCA cables features one yellow for video. Component cable, I was right, component. Uses the red, white, dividing the video into 3 components, 1 for brightness and 2 for color information. So component has the green, the blue, the red video. And then composite has the red and the white as audio, and then the yellow is video. But because you had 3 video cables, you could have, I think standard definition back then was 720p. I think, or maybe HD was 720p. So I don't know what resolution hold on. Component resolution. It had support. Oh, hello. Yep, and this is why you don't tab out at the start of a Fortnite game. I whiff, and I whiff, and I whiff. Yeah, that's gonna rank me back down to where I was before last game. This is gonna suck. Okay. Yeah, I'm just researching stupid nerd stuff. Don't mind me. 720p. So, I mean, technically it went up to 1080p. But I don't think the GameCube could handle that. Oh no, I got an elimination, so I stayed at 49%. Point is, before I get on a stupid nerd rant, GameCube was limited in resolution. But there were some beautiful graphical effects going on that just go unseen on the old hardware. Like the way that water reflects on, there's like surfaces where there's really shallow water or like little rivers and stuff. You can see the way that the water, like, I don't want to say it ripples because that seems like a modern graphical effect, but they have like a noise map layer for the ripple of the water over a different texture for the water itself. And the noise map moves, so it's like they have a layering effect with textures going on. It's really intricate looking, and you wouldn't notice that on a GameCube or an old Wii because, I don't know, I feel like, and then the colors are brighter on HD version. Like, I felt like those games were a little washed out on the Wii. Maybe it's the TV I played them on, but I like watch stuff on that TV today and it doesn't bother me, so I don't know. But yeah, I like just you can fully appreciate how bright and colorful the world is of Sunshine. And better appreciate the different environments going on in the like tropical setting. You know, you can look back 20 years ago how they brought this tropical area to life with all these different details that you maybe missed on old hardware that are now easy to see. You know, upscaling old games a lot of times shows how crappy they look, which is probably why Nintendo was hesitant to put Mario 64 in like 16:9 and give it the full treatment in some regards. I mean, it's a stupid excuse. Might as well have just put it in 16:9. Had like a toggle or something. Like, this is the original intended version, and this is the super version. But like, you upscale old games, and they tend to look like more crap than they did when they were pixely and old. Sunshine is an exception because that game is beautiful on the Switch. But then Mario Galaxy more or less looks the same as far as I remember it being looking as a kid. I played Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 on both the Wii and the Wii U I had as a kid. So, like, the Wii U was HDMI, and games looked nice and crisp. Wii games you played on the Wii U looked nice and crispy and really good looking. So there wasn't as much of a wow factor playing the Switch version of Mario Galaxy when I could just play Mario Galaxy on the Wii U. They more or less look the same, but Mario Galaxy was handled great in all these other regards. They like remapped all the controls and retooled a lot of stuff. And I feel like in some regards Sunshine didn't get quite the same treatment, but it just looks so much better. Whereas Galaxy looks the same. So out of the three, like I said, Sunshine's the best looking. I had Sunshine. I had all three of those games as a kid. Realistically, I didn't need 3D All Stars, but it was something my dad got because he wanted to play Sunshine on the go because he never played it. But I had Sunshine as a kid on my Wii. So, and I had Mario 64 also on the Wii, which was, I hated that game back on the Wii because, fun fact, Mario 64 not designed for a GameCube controller. Having A be punch and B be jump kind of really terrible when the punch button is the biggest button on the controller and then the jump button is further away from all the other buttons. I think the GameCube control scheme was more egregious for like Super Mario World, which I also had on Virtual Console as a kid, but like Mario 64 was also really awkward to play on the Wii. I had it, but I always preferred the DS version for that reason. It was so jank to play it on the Wii. But technically speaking, I had the classic versions of all three of the All-Stars games, so I can compare all of them. And I think they look fine. And I think the port was fine. I get people were ticked off about the limited run. That's valid concerns with the way amiibos have been handled for the past decade. Ah, come on. But I'm still finding copies of 3D All-Stars on shelves at GameStop in the year 2023, so it's not an issue that they decided to do that limited run. Okay, I'm actually dropping in rank now. Funny. Alright, time to actually start focusing. But yeah, I've been revisiting Sunshine specifically because despite having all three of those games as a kid, I didn't touch Sunshine, even though I complain about how jank Mario 64 was on a on a GameCube controller. Mario Sunshine was just jank as a game. My stupid kid self could not wrap myself around all of the controls. You had to learn to control Mario and the water pack at the same time because Mario's movement was for the most part independent of the water pack, and then you use the water pack to supplement it. I don't know, the way they tie together. It's not like the spin jump in Mario Galaxy Wii where it was a natural extension of the regular jump, where it's like, oh, well, it basically functions as a double jump, and you got one thing you can do, and that's shake the Wii remote, and you spin, and that's it. The flood pack was such a complicated thing You had the jetpack, you had the spray part, you had these other nozzles that you had to go find. The rocket one, and then there was the speed one that I never ended up finding as a kid. But I don't know. I feel like mechanically there was so much more going on. It was the most complex move set Mario probably ever had in one of those games. So it was a lot for my stupid kid self. So I didn't make it very far in Sunshine on the Wii. I played a lot more of Luigi's Mansion. And to be honest, I probably played a bit more of Sonic Heroes, which was the other GameCube game I had as a kid. I had those three. And then one day I went on Amazon and I bought Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. And that's my fourth GameCube game. It came with the instruction manual, which was sick, honestly. And in the original box. I insist on getting the original box because I have my copy of Luigi's Mansion came in one of those shitty GameCube or shitty GameStop generic CD cases with just a paper print off label. And so the disc falls out because GameCube discs are half size, but it's a regular CD case. So, or not CD case, it's a DVD box. It's a cheap ass DVD box that doesn't even hold the disc inside. So the 8 centimeter disc would fall out of the 16 centimeter slot because it wouldn't stick to the middle thingy. And so it would fall around and roll around and then get scratched up anytime I moved the case anywhere. So I just stopped putting it in there. And now I think Luigi's Mansion would always reside with Mario Sunshine. I'd kind of put both of them in the same GameCube box. But because of that shitty experience with Luigi's Mansion's box, I've always insisted on getting the original box with any GameCube game I get. Just because I like having the boxes for games when it comes to console stuff. The DS games, I always pitch the case. Switch games, I keep the cases. I know some people don't do that, but I've always treated Switch games like Wii games in that regard, where I take care of the cases and I put them on a shelf and I file each game away in its corresponding case. Rather than just pitching all the cases and keeping all the cartridges in one of those carry cases. It's always hard to tell what game it is unless you pull out every single one. It's one of those little sleevey cases. Whereas the plastic case it comes in, like regular game box, has like the name of the game on the back. So you can tell at a distance what each given game is. Well, not at a distance because they use the same stupid red back with white lettering and they're all the same font. You can't really tell any game from any other game unless it's a unique publisher. Like I can tell which one's Monkey Ball because that's the only Sega game I have on that shelf, and Sega's logo's blue, whereas every Nintendo logo's white. I don't know, I'm rambling about random shit. Point is, I've been playing Sunshine, and it's been fun. I'm getting the mechanics down. I guess I had the mechanics down more recently because I'm not a stupid kid anymore, but I'm like not getting angry at the game as much as I used to. There's plenty to be angry at in Sunshine. The pachinko level exists. That's enough to say I don't want to play this game. But honestly, I think I might attempt to 100% it. Don't hold me to that because I know the blue coins in that game are so BS. But I don't know. I'm having fun with it so far, and I'm 57 shines in. So I'm gonna try and have fun with it. I beat the watermelon level apparently. Like not recently. I went back to my old save on the Switch, like because I played all these games when 3D All Stars launched, and I basically played through the entirety of Galaxy. And then, you know, played most of Mario 64 and then a little bit of Sunshine and then left it. But apparently I beat the watermelon level on Sunshine. Dude, I like 100% completed Gelato Beach for no reason. I don't even like that level. So I don't know why that's the one that I did the most progress on out of all of the levels in Sunshine. Gelato Beach. Like, that level is probably the most nothing to write home about level in the entire game. It's the one with the annoying sandbird level. Y'all remember the sandbird? Everyone hates the sandbird. Well, that's the one with the sandbird in it. I did the sandbird. Did the, Okay, Jesus, I get it. I'm done with ranked. I'm a bad gamer. Bad at games. Dude, this guy's got the skull dude skin. This ain't even funny. He's like one of the mega OGs 6 years ago. Alright, well, I'm gonna quit doing ranked because it's not going well and I can't talk about nonsense. So yeah, there's what I've been up to. I also started a Captain Crunch themed Stardew farm. You can play with me if you want. Yeah, if you want to, you can feel free, but you're not allowed talking in voice chat, and I'm not bringing you on Discord. Sorry. We're doing the whole podcast thing kind of solo, but you can join me in the game if you really. I'm gonna do a solo game while I wait on you. No, I went zero build. Is this zero build? Can you give me zero build battle royale solo? There we go. But yeah, I started a Captain Crunch themed Stardew Valley farm. I chose the river farm instead of the beach farm because the beach farm is stupid and doesn't let you do sprinklers. Whereas the river farm I felt was a little more fitting because it's easier, but also because this is Captain Crunch's grotto, so he would presumably be coming inland up to his, his stash where he buries his treasure, and that would be somewhere along the river, so I picked the river farm. And I'm going to be farming primarily berries because haha Captain Crunch berries. That's the other thing. Berries pair so good with sprinklers. And so doing the beach farm where you're not allowed to play sprinklers because it's sand kind of would make that suck. But yeah, I'm like partway through summer, I think. Summer year one. I was getting into Stardew for a while there. There, I've invited you. But looking forward to get back into that. And I've still been playing DRG. I got back into that a little bit. I've been trying other classes than just the driller. I've been a driller main. I have all of the primary weapons for the driller. I got the fire flame. I mean, I guess you start with the flamethrower, but I've got the cryo cannon and I've got the septic gun or whatever, the toilet spewer gun, goo gun of death. As well as I've got the Colette wave cooker pistol thing, which has been my go-to pairing with the goo gun, just because the goo gun has like gravity, so you can't shoot the goo gun infinitely far. I guess that's the limitation of all of the driller primaries. They're all limited by range. Like Pyro TF2, his flamethrower only reaches so far. But the Colette wave cooker pistol thing is like hit scan infinite range as far as you can see, is as far as you can hit. I've got that one upgrade that makes it like focus and unfocus. So I can focus it on one dude who's really far away. Just sucks because the wave cooker's the only weapon I can use against like the big triangle boss when you're doing those industrial sabotage missions. See, why can't fights go like that in ranked? Why can't I just shoot a guy twice and he die? Right? Why can't I just get absolute bot enemies who aren't worth anything? Rip those. Alright. I guess now that I'm not in rank, I'm going to be paying a bit more attention to challenges. Need to hire characters. Are you? Nope. Accelerate shotgun. Dude, that's like crazy actually. Too bad I don't want to spend 800 gold on a weapon. What's some more gaming news? I go back around. Really hasn't been much. There was, I already mentioned the Yandere Dev thing last week. That's the thing. This whole thing hinges on if things happen in the gaming space or not. Sometimes they do, sometimes it's kind of a slow week, and I think this might be one. I think, I guess this is kind of outside the scope of gaming per se, but the Actors Guild, SAG-AFTRA, got their they got their deal. Second round of negotiations worked out in their favor, and AI cannot be trained on their stuff without their consent, which is like a given, but okay. Basically, the unions have taken to not allowing AI to run rampant and steal everyone's work and then regurgitate it and take everyone's jobs. Finally, companies realized that that would be a bad thing for a lot of people, and so they talked it out after the strike, managed to resolve that. Shame that the government won't catch up for like another 10 years or so. I don't think they know what a text message is. It's gonna be real. I'm changing skin. Star Wars girl. Oh, hold up, where's my man at? There he is. Alright. Ready to drop some duos. I'll be making use of pings, seeing as there's like an entire minute delay between our live streams. Or between my live stream and like, I guess between me doing things and what happens on the live stream, there's like an entire minute. Oh. The fan plugged in? No, it's not. Oh, jeez. I think of other news. I just wanted to mention that Quiet was back. That was my gaming news for the week. It's not even gaming. Internet news. I can just scroll YouTube and look at my front page, see what drama's afloat. Um, I don't know. It's just the aftermath of the Unity thing still. A lot going on in politics, but I've promised myself that I'll stay away from politics on here because I don't want to make this about that. That just gets depressing too fast and not, not how I want to do anything. But yeah, politics has been my YouTube front page. I guess I missed the drop, so I'll be chasing you down now. Um, and nothing of note other than Unity Fallout is still underway. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to mention. DRG. This is because I do play DRG. They made an announcement on Steam page. A little bit disappointing. But also a little exciting. I don't know how to feel about it, honestly. Um, Deep Rock Galactic Season 5 isn't going to happen until like June of next year. I.e., we have like another year. Like, this season was supposed to wrap up. DRG seasons tend to last half a year, but that means Season 4 going to last an entire year and a bit, which is kind of disappointing. And the reason for that is they're working on like a sequel, I think, or a spin-off. I think it's a sequel, but it might not be exactly the same type of game. I got roguelike vibes from the trailer, but Deep Rock Galactic, the Brutal Core, that doesn't sound right. Rogue Core, that's what it was. Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core. So they are mining on in the core of Hoxie's, like the deepest depths of the same planet that you were mining on in, the original DRG. But they're mining some new mineral that can be found down there, and there's all sorts of like dangerous stuff and probably new monsters. So they're working on that game, and that's what's put progress for season 5 of DRG 1 on hold, which unfortunate because I just got into the game and I was looking forward to like new season hype and like getting into the game's update cycle, and now I come to find out as soon as I get into the game, the update cycle's put on pause. Oh, okay. They said they're still planning on doing a season 5 and a season 6 because they planned on it a while back. It's just now all of that is on the back burner, which is a little bit depressing. We are in a sec. Oh, this is a door. Um, but yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Again, I got roguelike vibes just because I didn't see classes mentioned, and the trailer footage showed them carrying generic pistols. So, some part, I don't know. I think it's Splatoon that's giving me the like roguelike FPS. You know, I want that in my life. Um, but honestly, I think it'd be sick if DRG took up a new format where it wasn't like a class-based thing. And that's what I got. That's what it felt like in the trailer. It was like it's not class-based anymore. And I don't know if that's true, but if it is, then that's cool. If not, then I hope that it's not the same 4 classes or that there's more classes. Honestly, I've thought that there could be more classes added to DOG just looking at it, but I didn't realize how old the game was. Well, that wasn't going to happen. Like, the core balance is obviously kind of designed around those 4 classes, but you could fit a new type of dwarf with a new type of weapon and a new type of movement tool into the equation without it completely mucking up what you've already got. I think it could be done. It's not like TF2 where it's like intricately designed PvP. This is a PvE. You can add a lot of stuff because, you know, since it's not player versus player encounters and you have to counterbalance stuff, you can be a little more flexible with the things you add because it's not going to feel unfair on the end of an enemy because there's no enemies. It's a PvE game. It just becomes the new meta. Like, stuff can feel broken, but, like, not in the same way. Anyway, I'm enjoying Deep Rock all the same. It's just sad that there won't be any new content for the foreseeable future. I mean, there have been events going on. There was the Oktoberfest event. I didn't know that was a thing. But, I mean, that's an old event. It was redone this year. So, I'll be experiencing all the old seasonal events as if they're brand new. Which is probably enough for me in terms of content. But I'm going back and I'm mastering other characters that aren't the driller. I've been playing as the scout, who gets a little grappling gun to pull himself around, and he gets a little double barrel shotgun, but his main weapon is like this AR thing. And I replaced his main weapon with this like sniper rifle thing. And honestly, it's bad. He's so much worse at handling things, at least in solo. I imagine in co-op, the sniper rifle thing goes crazy. But I tend to play solo, so it kind of chugs. And the last round I played was as engineer. The engineer is fun. So I would love to get some of his weird weapons, because I know he's got some crazy stuff going on with the laser cutter thing. I have all these overclocks for everything except the driller, and the driller's the thing that I have prestiged, so I can actually use overclocks. But whatever. Like, the second I got the ability to make overclocks and like apply them to weapons, every single thing I got was for like the scout, and then for the engineer, and then the occasional gunner thing. And then anything I got for the driller was like cosmetic. I never got any weapon overclocks. And the one that I did get was for the flamethrower, which was like my least favorite weapon. Are you okay over there? You seem like you're struggling against some people. I'll come in and assist. Good job. Yeah, gunner's probably my least played class. Used to be my second most, but now it's like my lowest level. At least now I get to like finish the cosmetic tree for the season. Ninja training. Bloodhound versus bot stolen. Don't have a rocket ram, you should take that one. Cause like the thing to have these days. Gets you in and out of so many situations. Meta defining movement tool. Oh, Fortnite Battle Pass ends like the start-ish of next month, so we've got about a month left. So I gotta get back into this, start doing Battle Pass stuff. Now I've got weeks worth of challenges I can catch up on, so there's stuff to do. Screw it, I'm going over here. You can't follow me because you don't have a rocket ram, stupid. Yet. I never should have set bird chirping as my phone alarm, because now if I hear a specific tone of bird chirp, it fills me with this anger, just very suddenly. And there was a bird chirp in the ambient noise of the Fortnite, and I just got filled with the most anxious anger ever from just a sound effect. And it was so passive too, like I didn't think about it, it just kind of, I heard the sound, and then I felt that. And I've been Pavloved by myself into hating the sounds of bird chirping. But I feel like, I don't know. The whole reason I picked birds was because it's easier to wake up to and leaves me with less of a headache than something like the iPhone alarm sound default thing is. Like those things, if I wake up to that, it's gonna give me a headache. Bird sounds was the only ambient noise. Over here. Some fights going. Oh, that's you, dude. Okay, I'm coming. Where are you at? Go. Dude's got the lightsaber. I just got lightsabered by an anime person who's anime I don't remember. There are too many anime in Fortnite. I cannot keep track of it anymore. Got My Hero and Goku, the same video game. Jujutsu Kaisen, that's what it is. And they also did freaking Attack on Titan. The following reality augment is too weak, too strong, or just right. It's kind of weak. I feel like my chance of getting it is kind of often. It's fine, augment. Little T6. I'm gonna redeem some battle stars real quick. I haven't even made it to an hour and I'm getting sleepy. I never should have started this stream this late. I knew what I was doing. And I let myself do it anyway. I'm an idiot. Oh god, I might get content ID'd. I didn't realize there was vocals here. That might be a problem. Go back to the Fortnite music. There we go, cool. I wasn't paying attention to the bounty. I'm sorry, that was my bad. I'm bad at Fortnite when I'm trying to do this thing. That's like the gimmick of the podcast. I feel like there aren't a lot of good podcast games. Like, if I'm supposed to be talking the entire time and not focusing on the game, or like I'm supposed to do both at once, I feel like I can't. Really, the only good podcast games are like tower defenses. But even Bloons is designed to like sneak up on you, like the way that you'll just get hit with a wave of lead balloons. You can't stay around and talk for too long. So really, I'm left with like Plants vs. Zombies, and that's kind of it. I love Fortnite because it was like brain off shooter, but it's just embarrassing how much I'm like dying and sucking at the game because I'm focused on talking. When does Mario Wonder release? That's supposed to happen like soon, right? October 20th. We got 2 weeks left, and then this is just out. That's kind of sick, actually. Okay, I'll let you pick the drop spot, but you gotta pay. Kind of crazy how Greasy Grove and Tomato Town just don't exist. Like the Durr Burger was on so much merchandise, and they just put Greasy Grove in a block of ice one season, and they were like, "Yep, this is what we're doing." You have that shirt of the burger on the moon? Screw you, idiot. No more Durr Burger. When we do one of those, and they made Tomato Temple, but they never brought back Greasy Grove in any meaningful way. Wow, rockets and nothing else. Doomsday Prepper. Also, I think I'm about caught up in My Hero. When it comes to the manga. Like, not caught up to present day, but I'm caught up to where I was in the anime. Probably specify that. Oh crap, you died. I was just about to go get you. Sorry. Bet it was these guys who shot you. I'm about to run out of ammo. Why, you dropped a gun that you didn't have ammo for. Had ammo for it. NPC here who might sell ammo. I'll res you. I'm gonna go for this bus because the other bus is like where we dropped and there's gonna be no fresh loot. Whereas this place might have fresh loot. So, what have you been doing gaming wise? I figure I don't have much to talk about on the gaming front. You might. So, what games have you been playing? Anything interesting? That guy's cracked. Get him. Dang, he's still got full shield. Oh, that was my last shot in the chamber. I'll res you this time. I'm feeling forgiving. Go to that green thing on the map, the mini map. You can get a lightsaber and get trained in the arts of the Jedi, and you can get like a double jump and some better sprint speed and some weird tech. I'm gonna do that. I'm not fond of the whole lightsaber thing. I think it controls kind of jank. But people have used it against me pretty effectively. I mean, the force push is kind of good. Get up on Loot Island. I was just shoving one guy off of the Loot Island like repeatedly. He was lucky he had redeploy because otherwise he would have died of fall damage because I force pushed him off of Loot Island. And I did it like multiple times and he kept just flying back up. Let's go in that rift through the car. He bailed. Howard. Other news, there's people fighting at me. Dude, they all have like P90s. I gotta get better at aiming at people's heads. Alright, I'll come over to you. Dude, it's crazy how fire hydrants don't work in the future. Like, you used to hit them and they shoot water, and now they don't. Dang, dude, that's crazy. There was another guy who's on a different team. Never mind, he's blowing me up, not the teammate. Yeah, because they have like a grenade launcher that sticks to you. You might want to chuck out your turret first thing and then... Dang. Alright, well, I'm not feeling the whole podcast thing at this point. I'm just feeling sleepy and haven't had anything to talk about. So I'm done with the stream for tonight. Thanks for playing with me, though.